some of y'all want to trade off. I just need some people to assist with timing, please. We're about to get started. Good Saturday morning, everyone, and thank you for coming and attending our Canada Day morning invite. This is the Canada Day Classic. We have 3 teams today. High Performance Aquatic Club. We have NRST, this is the Northwest or North Region swim team, and then we have Coach Mix's teams. This is going to be a quick one. We have only a few events, around 22, and it looks like we're going to have a couple of them that are out, so we're going to get this race going at a really good pace. First up is event number 1, the mixed 100-yard medley relay. We have 2 heats. Go ahead. Swimmers in the water. There you go. And then tell them. And our first set is going to be the event 1, the mixed 100-yard medley relay. I'll tell you what, good morning to everybody who's out there on the live, who's probably watching right now, but sometimes it gets a little difficult finding the volunteers. So if those of you that are out there online would like to join us, we have another meet at 2 o'clock. It'd be great for you to come and help out. We are at the Alice Multiplex Center in Alice, Texas, and it's a really nice day, really nice neighborhood, a lot of breeze going on, not too much sun, thankfully. We want to get done before 4 o'clock because that's when Texas unleashes its wrath. Yep. So right now we have NRST swimming. There are a few different groups. We have 4 different teams that are going off, and this is a 100-yard medley relay. So each swimmer is actually going in with a different stroke, and they're taking turns. One swimmer swims to one end, that's 25 yards, ends up switching off with one of their partners, and the next stroke. We're almost through here, and it looks like we're getting some really good times. Our first team to finish is going to be lane 3, and that's one of the NRST teams that has our 10-year-old Ava Green, 10-year-old Zoe Reichel, 11-year-old Johan Irani, and 12-year-old Rylan Parker. So a very good deal on that one. Hopefully this is going to be a fairly decent race. We don't see it as taking a long time today. It is a lot different for our swimmers in this sweltering weather, and we're trying to assist them because, cool temperatures, they really do affect you, and they affect your swimming ability. So let's see if we can get these swimmers to get on home, and hopefully we're going to have a really great day. We still have some swimmers that are finishing up. Another lane that still has to finish. We don't give up. We keep watching those kids, keep pushing for them to go. And he is trying. Oh, she is trying. She's pushing. She's still trying to grab those breads. Really good. Really good keeping herself going, keeping a good pace. That's lane 2. And it looks like that was a fill in. Yep. And good job. She finished that up nice and strong. And now we're going to go ahead and move on to the next heat. Whenever you're ready, they're out. You can, yeah, you can go ahead and call the next event and the heat. Three. Swimmers in the water. Or hold. And so we had a little issue right there. It turns out one of the swimmers that's doing this relay on this event was already up on the block. You can't have that when you already have a swimmer in the water. You have to wait until there's a rotation. It's a timely thing, and we just do that for safety concerns. But these we're moving up to a little bit older. We have NRST and A team for 12-year-olds in lane 2. In lane 3, we have an HPAC B team. In lane 4, the C team for HPAC. In lane 5, you have your A team for HPAC. Lane 6 looks like HPAC has a D team. And then an A team also with the 12 and 13-year-olds for NRST in lane 7. So going, it looks like third place for this one's going, or first place for this one's going to go to lane 3, which is the HPAC B team that comprised of Matthew Hinojosa, Ava Hernandez, and Felipe Escobar. Some of our younger ones, but still some of the faster ones. And we're still pushing here, and it looks like a small race, and boom, there we go. So lane 3 took fourth. Lane 5, that was HPAC's A team, which actually has Masha Sekova, who's a really fast swimmer. And that was a really good one. So lane 5 ended up taking second place. Oh, sorry, I forgot. At this time, we're going to have a 2-minute break. Swimmers, please prepare for the 50-yard swimming events. We do have the event 2 mixed 50-yard freestyle that will be starting in about 2 minutes. And we have 6 heats for that. Please be ready and know your heat and your lane. Swimmers, swimmers should already be at their lane assignments. We have heat 1 of 6. Long whistle. Go ahead, tell them. Swimmers on the block. Swimmers, we should have Lucille Hancom on lane 3, Alexis Rios on lane 4, and Anaya Irani on lane 5. Swimmers need to get on the blocks. Loosen up, just relax. Get on the block and relax. There you go. Now listen to your starter. And we have a little bit of a slow start. That is what happens when we don't have enough volunteers to assist us. You know, coaches are doing multiple different things at the same time. And we try to assist in as many areas as we can, but sometimes it's difficult to multitask doing things like, for example, I'm announcing and talking to you live and also trying to keep up with timers. It's quite difficult sometimes, but it's okay. And these swimmers on lane 1 is 8-year-old Lucille. She's with NRST. 9-year-old Alexis is from HPEC. She's in lane 4. And then Anaya, she's lane 5, and she's 8 years old, swimming for NRST. And they had some really good times for these. This is a 50-yard freestyle. Not too bad. Looks like these girls are going to be doing quicker than usual. And we have, it looks like it is Alexis Rios that took first in that heat. Great job. Way to go, girls. Okay, remember, swimmers, if you get first in your heat, please come over to the table where we're talking, the announcer's over here, and you can get your free cookie. Say, swimmers, take your mark. That's all right. Heat 2 of 6 for this morning mixed 50-yard freestyle. We have all lanes are full. In lane 1, it's HPAC 6-year-old Sasha Svikova. In lane 2, it is NRST's 9-year-old Jacob Davis. Lane 3 has Susie Rogers. She's 6 years old and she swims for Coach Mix. In lane 4, Levi McCloy. He's 8 years old and swims for NRST. For NRST also, we have 10-year-old Taylor Perry in lane 5. We have 8-year-old Holden Parker in lane 6. And we have Raymond Derwatcher in lane 7. He's 10 years old. And then for lane 8, we have 18-year-old Omar Zarate, who is swimming unaligned. He's just swimming on his own. First place for that one looks like it's going to go to your lane 4, which was Levi McCloy. Levi's definitely been pushing himself. Still stays within the same area. Looks like he shaved off about a little over half of a second on that one, and that's going to be a good new high for him. Tell them swimmers on the, tell them the event. We got a timeout. Swimmers, go ahead and relax on the block. Relax on the block, swimmers. Do we have Zoe Reichel here? No? Okay, we're good? Long whistle. Do it again. Okay. Oh. Okay, relax again. I apologize, swimmers. Give me a second. I'm just listening to the men in white. Okay, now we're good. Swimmers, go ahead and take your mark. Just get prepared, and then we'll have the buzzer go off. Don't worry about you. His goggles fell off. Okay, so we have an empty lane. Lane 2 is not here. In lane 1 for this third heat, we have 12-year-old Rylan Parker. Sadly, his goggles came off, but he's still pushing himself really, really good. He's swimming for NRST. For H-Pack, we have 9-year-old Matthew Inohosa in 3. NRST's 9-year-old Lucas Forshaw in lane 4. NRST's 13-year-old Layla Garza in lane 5. NRST's 12-year-old Jalissa Ochoa in lane 6. NRST's 9-year-old Kenley Bocolt in lane 7. And H-Pack's 9-year-old Caleb Ramirez in lane 8. And it looks like first place is going to go to lane 3, Matthew Inohosa, swimming for H-Pack at 9 years old. And he did a really good job at that one, shaving off more than 3 seconds. We're coming into heat 4 of 6. So for this one, we do have a lot of NRST swimmers. H-Pack Sophia Thompson is in lane 1. She's 13 years old. And we also have H-Pack's 11-year-old Alaya Rogau in lane 7. The rest of them are NRST. 12-year-old Alston Shabala Bolster in lane 2. 10-year-old Ava Green in lane 3. 13-year-old Carson Cagle in 4. 13-year-old Maddie Spitzer in lane 5. And then we have, looks like first place is going to go to lane 4 with very, very tight second, third, and fourth on lanes 5, 6, and 7. So it's a really good one. Our swimmers also included Julia Clement, that was in lane 6, Alaya Rogau, who was in lane 7, and Aiden Lopez in lane 8. Give me just 1 second for those of you who are on live. We're on heat 5. Please remember, in the those of you that are watching live, we are going to have a time where after these 50s, I'm going to be just saying the swimmers' names, not really so much their age or who they're swimming for so much, just because of the fact that we're going through them all right now. But in heat 5, we have NRST has a lot of swimmers. In lane 1, 11-year-old Molly Lozano. In lane 7, 11-year-old Johanna Ronnie. We have 14-year-old Sophia Beckett in lane 2. H-Pack had 12-year-old Ava Hernandez in lane 3. 10-year-old Felipe Escobar in lane 4. Bella Slocum, who's 13, in lane 5. And as well as 12-year-old Zachary Ramirez, who's 12 years old, in lane 8. And Coach Mix had a team member, Timothy Rogers, 9 years old, in lane 6. And it looks like first place for that one, Timothy just came in second. First place did go to Bella Slocum for that heat. We're now moving on to heat 6, the final heat of this one. And here we're going to have some pretty strong swimmers. So it looks like we have all 8 lanes are full. Some really great swimming coming out for these. In lane 1, we have HPAC's Michael Ramirez, who's 14 years old. HPAC's 12-year-old Isabella Escobar is in lane 2. We have Coach Mix's 17-year-old AJ Rogers in lane 3. AJ did just receive a scholarship out of state for swim at an all-Christian school. Very excited for her. First place for this one's going to come out in lane 4. Jose Morales. I think it says 11-year-old. 11-year-old Jose Morales swimming for HPAC. At this moment, we're taking a quick break. We have a swimmer who lost their goggles, is going to go in and retrieve those. That kid, Jose Morales, is 11 years old. We're now preparing for event number 3. Do we still have a swimmer in the pool retrieving the goggles, or she already got out? Can someone check for me? Christopher, can you see if there's still a swimmer in the pool retrieving goggles, or if that's already been taken care of? They got out? Okay, great, thank you. We're going into event number 3, ladies and gentlemen, the mixed 50-yard breaststroke. We have 3 heats on this. Heat 1 only has 3 swimmers, and we're gonna get started. If y'all are ready, we should have Holden Parker. We have Holden Parker on lane 3, Maddie Spitzer on lane 4, and Aaliyah Roga on lane 5. We do need one more volunteer if somebody can assist us. Being a runner, please come and see us at the blue time table over here in the corner, if you can see me. The big blue thingy with the Canada flag on it, okay? Come out over there. I do need one assistant as a runner. Let's get going, guys. We're on the 50-yard breaststroke now, heat 1 of 3. Holden Parker, he's 8 years old, he's for NRST, and he's swimming in lane 3. Maddie Spitzer, she's in lane 4, and Aaliyah Rogow's in lane 5. This looks like breaststroke is a little bit more different. The stroke itself entails a lot of grabbing and pulling. You have to be able to keep your arms and your body constantly shifting in a like a stroke consistent rhythm, and sometimes it can be a little difficult to retrieve enough with your arms. I know me, like a person like I am, I have short arms. My husband makes fun of me all the time. Short arms, okay? Last night I was trying to reach over to his table on our natural king size bed, and let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it takes me 2.5 arm lengths when it takes him 1. So it's kind of weird. I am a dwarf. We're pushing. We have lane 5 is going to take first on that one. Aaliyah Rogow with a new time of 51.48, followed by Madeline Spitzer. And then following closely, Holden Parker. Definitely taking off some time today. Have a brief pause as we're waiting for everybody to collect themselves. Are we still shy? One volunteer. Still need the volunteer to run, right? We still need we still need the runner to volunteer, right? Okay. Coaches, please make sure to inform your swimmers, and swimmers, please pay attention. I need you to try your best to make hard contact with those pads when you come in, okay? Let's try to get a good hard contact. If you know it's two-hand touch, make sure you get it, or just try two-hand touch regardless. That might help us out better. Still working on trying to get these pads to reset. Sometimes you have the malfunctions. We're not as high off as the Olympics, but we're getting there. Trying to make it a little bit better. Actually, if any of you are interested, we High Performance Aquatic Club and Coach Kondo and everybody are taking any type of help, any type of fundraising ideas that you can put onto this live, anything that can assist us. We are trying to also get the underwater cameras so that way you can see the swimmers from different angles. And I think that would be really, really neat, especially for these swimmers who have been doing this for a lot of years that might want to compile some form of, what is it, the highlight videos, you know? So that way they can utilize those. So what's going on? Just so you're aware, on live, we do have some minor technical issues going on, so just bear with us a brief moment. We will get right back to y'all. Just trying to correct some of the information streaming through on the screen for y'all. Our apologies for the minor inconvenience, but we are now ready to go if our swimmers are still in their area. So So we're going to go ahead and continue. We are on. So we are on heat 2 for event 3. In this one, we're going to have lanes 2 through 7 filled. In lane 2, Zoe Reichel. Lane 3, Molly Lozano. Lane 4, Alston Javala Bolster. Lane 5, Julia Clement. Lane 6, Jalissa Ochoa. And lane 7, Johan Arani. And let's see how these swimmers do on their breast. Great, and lane 5 took first on that one. That's Julia Clement. She's 12 years old and swims for NRST. Definitely shaved off a good amount of time. 5.5, almost 6 seconds. That was an amazing job. We're now moving on to heat 3 of 3. Heat 3 is going to be some really fast ones. You've already got them all head-to-head going in. On lane 1, you have Sophia Beckett. Lane 2, Nathaniel Rogers. Lane 3, Adrian Barikovich. Lane 4, Masha Svetkova. Lane 5, Phoebe Rogers. Lane 6, Timothy Rogers. Lane 7, Michael Ramirez. And lane 8, Carson Cagle. Okay, we got a really big motivational swim going on right now. These are all 9 to 14-year-old kids. But geez, these swimmers are going fast. And I'll tell you what, right now, Nathaniel Rogers and Phoebe and Timothy Rogers, they're definitely having the sibling race of their life. You can tell because they were in lanes 4. We had Masha, and let me see. Who do we have on our swimmers? Nope, there they go. It was Masha swimming against Phoebe Rogers, lanes 4 and 5. That's the ones that really took it. And it looks like Phoebe Rogers did slightly pass Masha. Whereas Phoebe's brothers, Timothy Rogers on lane 6 and Nathaniel on lane 2, didn't stand a chance against the older sister. Next event is event 4, the mixed 500-yard freestyle. We do need one volunteer for the counter on the opposite end at the bullhead. So we have this one event. And then we're going to move on to event 5, which will be the mixed 25-yard backstroke, which is where we will have the swimmers setting up from the bullhead. So y'all be ready, okay? I do need one assistant to do the counters. And we have one. Thank you very much, AJ. My beautiful AJ Rogers. She's going to college on a swimming scholarship. You go, girl. This is Jonah Doolin. He is 15 years old, swimming for Coach Mix, doing some long distance. His average seat time here is going to be 6 minutes and 88 hundredths of a second. We'll see if he can speed that up, which I'm pretty sure that he can. It's a really great day. It's a nice morning. He looks like he's been stretching out or stretching himself and getting ready, and he's taking a really good pace at the moment. The problem with this is having the counters to keep up with how many laps you have to go, being that we're not in an Olympic or junior Olympic size pool and we're doing 25 yards at a time. That's a lot of flip turns, but we're going to be there with him. Still trying to push Jonah Doolin on and see how he can do. The event after him is going to be event 5, the mixed 25-yard backstroke, and that one will have four lanes. So we're going to see how that's going. If those of you who are interested in coming out to see it live, it'd be really, really great. We have an first Sanction USA meet that's going on. It is also going to be hosted by HPAC. Coach Condo's here. Sarah McCloy, we got her here. Coach Amanda. We're all going to be getting ready for the next one, and that's going to be at 2 o'clock. If you're interested, we're at the Alice, Texas Multiplex Center. I call it multiplex. It's like a multi-activity center. You just type in Alex Multi, and you'll find it on Google Maps. Don't do Apple. I'm not an Apple person. We don't do Apple, no. No, we enjoy Android. Syncs everything. Another thing you might want to download, though, if you are available, is Meet Mobile. Meet Mobile is a really amazing application. We are not sponsored by Meet Mobile, but we do utilize it a lot. Meet Mobile will help us to keep track of Jonah Doolan's swimming, as well as any of your other favorite teams and favorite swimmers. The app is available for Android and Apple phones, or anything else. You could also use it on an iPad if you wanted to, or download it onto an Android tablet. But you will be able to keep track of your favorite swimmers. You can keep track of the events that are coming up, any meets that are in the area. You can save your favorite teams. You can even look up, say, for example, Jonah Doolan right now. You can look up all of his lap times as they're coming out and being updated. So Meet Mobile. It's inexpensive. You pay an annual fee. Really good thing to go. I believe it was like $6.99 for the year. Once a year. Simple, productive, does exactly what you need for it to do. And he is now going into lap 10, and he is still pushing himself, still making some good time. He is about halfway done with his 500-yard freestyle, so we're like at 250 yards now. Another half to go, and he is almost there. Let's just watch as Jonah continuously maintains the same pace. You can see as he's doing a little bit of kicking, not a whole lot. His feet kick every so often in alteration with his hands, kind of that's more of a particular technique that the professionals use. You'll see that a lot with swimmers that are doing the long distance. The main thing about longevity is understanding and making sure that you keep consistency and you utilize what energy-saving techniques you can. That has to do with taking your flip turns. That has to do with utilizing your legs at certain times more and other times less. I know that if you watch like Olympians such as Katie Ledecky, she's just about perfected her ability to use the minimal amount of energy and still gain on her competitors. So it's something that you really want to pay attention to. We can't really see Jonah at the moment right now, because we don't have anything under the water to pay attention to him, but it would be a really great opportunity for him if we were able to get some underwater cameras and have that set up as well. So like I said, if you're interested in assisting with the improvements of this facility, this club, our ability to move around and bring these professional meets to the swimmers, then check us out. We are High Performance Aquatic Club. Coach Condo, Dean Condo, he's one of the greatest coaches and swimmers that I can say in the area. The support of this group, this swim team, swim club, it is out of there. I mean, a lot of people really don't notice, but these leagues really do stick it in for all of the children. There is no child left behind, so we're doing really awesome here. As Jonah continues with the few laps that he has left, I do want to make an announcement that we have the 25-yard backstroke coming up. That is event 5. There are 4 heats. I do need swimmers to start lining up on the bullhead, please. Fantastic swimming by Jonah. A little bit slower than what he would have liked, but he still maintained some really great pacing. He didn't add a whole lot to himself. We're now going into event 5, the mixed 25-yard backstroke. We have heat 1 of 4 starting right now. Remember, these are 25, so the swimmers are going from the bulkhead, and they are swimming 25 yards. 2-hour timers on the other end of the pool. This is backstroke, so they will get into the water. Oh, tell them to enter the water first, please. Yeah. Oh, they were set up, but that little girl's trying to get in also. Got it. I got it. It was the other little swimmer trying to get in early. Okay, so we have Lucille Hancom on lane 3, Joey Noel on lane 4, and Sasha Svitkova on lane 5. Definitely pushing. These kids are actually staying within the same area of themselves, within a body length as well. Looks like we're going to have a really good tie for lane 3 and lane 5. And I guess lane 3 just hit it correctly. Lane 5 got a little twisted there, but yep, first in that heat's going to be Lucille Hancom. And now we're going into heat 2. Swimmers, please exit the pool. Go ahead and go. So as we go into heat 2 for this mixed 25-yard backstroke, on the live, please do be aware sometimes the names are not popping up. The names are kind of getting a little bit messed up for some reason. That is technical difficulty that we've been having with the software. Probably going to have to do a restart between now and the next meet. So if you are seeing some strange names pop up, it's because there are light touches and they'll just disappear before you see them all. Currently, we do have Taylor Perry in lane 1. It looks like lane 7 took first on that one, and that was Jacob Davis. We do have a Davis brother here. Going pretty quickly, lane 2, Haley Forshaw ended up taking second in that heat. So on lane 1, it was Taylor Perry. Lane 2 was Haley Forshaw. Lane 3 was Raymond Derwatcher. Lane 4 was Joanna Clement. Lane 5 was Jeffrey Davis. 6 was John Rod. Lane 7, Jacob Davis. And we have Silas Merriman in lane 8, who is still pushing right now, and we do not hold off for any other swimmers to come in. We're always waiting. There's no swimmer left behind. So he is pushing and pushing, and he's there. Just got there by a bump. Okay, we're now going into heat 3. Heat 3 of 4, lane 1, Holden Parker. Lane 2, Molly Lozano. Lane 3, Ava Green. She's a fast little one right there, too. Lane 4, Layla Garza. Lane 5, Kenny Bocolt. Lane 6, Zoe Reichel again. We have lane 7, Levi McCloy. He's a really good swimmer. And lane 8, we have our Susie Rogers swimming for Coach Mick, 6-year-old. She's a really quick one as well. And it looks like first in this heat is going to go to lane 4, which is Layla Garza, 13-year-old for NRST, and she did really good, shaving off about 3 seconds. Now the 4th and final heat for event 5. I'm apologizing, event 5. Go ahead. Swimmers are now jumping into the water. They know when to take them. They're going to take their marks and get ready to go. We have lane 1, Matthew Hinojosa. On lane 2, Rylan Parker. Lane 3, Sophia Thompson. Lane 4, Adrian Barikovich. Lane 5, Lucas Forshaw. Lane 6, Felipe Escobar, lane 7, Aiden Lopez, and in lane 8, Johan Irani. Some of our swimmers that we've already seen before. This is heat 4 of 4 for event 5. Next event is event 7, the mixed 200-yard breaststroke. We have 5 swimmers, after which we will have event 9. There's no event 6, no event 8. So we're going straight into 7 and then jumping to 9. Oh, we're just doing 3 and 1 because
No, they have to learn to do it right. Because it's going to be that way in high school, it's going to be that way in middle school, that way in college. Okay.
yeah, but because he's volunteering for the first time, he's our substitute.
I need to tell them. Okay? We
I'm
can't
trying.
Can't teach the whistle commands to do it right because then we teach them like this. They come to school and they do it all wrong and they get yelled at every single weekend.
Oh, okay.
Okay? You got to teach them right from the beginning.
Good long whistles, right?
Yeah, this is the breaststroke.
Event 7, mixed 200-yard breaststroke, heat 1 of 1.
Okay, so apologies for anything that you may have heard in the background from one of the coaches. Sometimes that occurs. People forget that we're on live. We are on the event 7, the mixed 200-yard breaststroke in lanes. We have lanes 2 through 6. It's going to be very interesting because in lane 2 we do have Nathaniel Rogers. In lane 5, Phoebe Rogers. And in lane 6, Timothy Rogers. The 3 Rogers siblings. 3 of the actual 5 of them that there are. Amazing swimmers, very, very good at breast and fly. I seem to love them a lot. Some of these swimmers are a little bit better. Some of these siblings are a little bit better than others, but we also have relay swimmers Jonah Doolin on lane 3 and Masha Svetkova on lane 4. And this is a 200-yard breaststroke, so they will be making a total of 8 laps going to and from the bulkhead. So let's go ahead and pay attention and see how these swimmers hold out. And first place for that event went to lane 4, which has our Masha Zvetkova swimming it a little bit under what she usually does, but it's okay. It's a long, good day though. It's going to be a nice swim meet. Water's really nice and clear. The wind's blowing, not too much sun just yet. Remember, no event 6. We just did event 7. We're moving on to event 9. We have no event 8, so we do need the mixed 100-yard IM swimmers.
Event 9, mixed 100-yard IM. Team 1 of 3.
It's Levi they're waiting for.
Sarah, can you give the chase to my mom?
Do the long. Josh.
Can you give the chase to my mom? Can you give the chase to
Swimmer, take your mark.
Okay, and we're off. So we have 6-year-old Susie Rogers on lane 3. That is another Rogers child. She is the youngest of Phoebe, Timothy, and Nathaniel. Oldest is going to be AJ, their older sister AJ. So then we have Levi McCloy in lane 4 and Caleb Ramirez in lane 5. 3 different swimmers and 3 different coaches. Susie is for Coach Mix. Levi is with NRST, and he swims under Coach Isabella and Jazzy. And then Caleb Ramirez, he swims under Coach Kondo with the assistance of his other coaches like Coach Amanda and Coach Bashar. So it's a bunch of different ones. Like I say, it takes a whole community, but we are heading at it. And they are going at it. This is, like I said, the 100-yard IM. Fly back. They're now onto the breaststroke. We appear to have the boys in the lead. That's Caleb and Levi. Susie's still maintaining some really great timing. But remember, she's only 6, and she's only been swimming since birth, I think, because I remember seeing her in the water with a pacifier. Kind of looked like, who was the baby? Maggie Simpson, when she just kind of like went everywhere and did cool stuff. Yeah. I'd say she's the Maggie Simpson of swimming right now. So it looks like first place is going to go to Caleb Ramirez. We had Levi coming in with a strong second right behind, less than 4 seconds. And then Susie's going to finish up final, but she's still pushing herself, and she's still doing great on her time. Levi did manage to shave off about 12 seconds from his original time. Oh, no, not Levi. I'm sorry. Levi shaved off 8 seconds. Caleb shaved off 12. Pretty intense on that. And little Miss Susie shaved. Oh, she didn't shave. She was a little bit slower today. It's okay. Now going into heat 2 of 3. We have Jalissa Ochoa in lane 1, Carson Cagle in 2, Aaliyah Rogo in 3, Nathaniel Rogers, another brother. Lane 4, he's the one that came in from event 7. Then Alston Shabala Bolster in lane 5, Zachary Ramirez in lane 6, Molly Lozano in lane 7, and Johan Irani in lane 8. We are getting to some really good times pushing here. Julissa is really pushing herself to stay in and catch up to her to Carson Cagle. She's in lane 1, he's lane 2. It seems like lanes 2 through 8 are keeping about the same distance. Julissa's about a half a body length behind. She needs to reach a little bit more. Now the swimmers are changing into the backstroke from the fly. And Julissa's still coming shortly. That's lane 1. The rest of them are going, but looks like we do have a leader who took out on that flip turn that is just ran into the to the wall, but is really pushing for some good time on this. He's already about halfway out there, and that's going to be our lane 6, which is Zachary Ramirez swimming for HPEC. He appears to be a person of interest. Carson Cagle's doing really good, trying to stay up there. Aaliyah's trying to catch up. We're seeing the people starting to change as we come into all of our turns at the bulkhead, and now we are a sprint for freestyle. Let's see who will take first in this, who's going to start pushing it and give it all they got. We still have Zachary up there, but Carson might beat him on this heat, and here they go, touch. And it looks like lane 2, Carson Cagle's going to take first, with Zachary Ramirez coming in second by 0.09 hundredths of a second. That is a close race. That was a really good one right there. Still pushing for Julissa. Julissa's going to keep going. She's trying to make it. Still holding strong with a really good pace. She's still working herself out. And she's going to finish that one in a really good time. Regardless, it's always good to shave off some time. Now moving into heat 3. This is the final heat for this event 9, the mixed 100-yard IM. We'll be going into event 10 right after. The whistle's now being called. We have our starter starting up on us, getting the swimmers onto their starting position on the block. They dive in. Wow, did you see that dive? Lane 4, ladies and gentlemen, AJ Rogers. I know we have a lot of really great swimmers in this. Felipe Escobar's in lane 1. Annika Brachards is in lane 2. She's really, really amazing as well. And then we have Zian Rogau in lane 3. We have Phoebe Rogers, the sister of AJ Roberts, right next to her sister. We've got lanes 4 and 5. They're pushing each other on the backstroke right now. Colton Bronk on lane 6, Michael Ramirez on lane 7, and Sophia Thompson on lane 8. Definitely some close times. I am extremely interested to see how Zian and Phoebe on lanes 3 and 5 are going to work out, because their times are very similar on seeds. And I want to see how AJ does at the end of this. So let's just go ahead and watch them push as we can. Event 10, the mixed 100-yard butterfly, heat 1 of 1 should be on the ready. Coming in a little bit slower. It looks like they're not really worried too much, but AJ will take first in that heat with a very similar time to her original 1:12 and 26. Her other seed time that she has is 1:12.91. So a few tenths of a second does all the difference. In second, a very close second, we're coming in with Annika Brachards. She really pushed herself, and she went at 1:16, which is about 9 seconds shorter for her than usual. So a great job with those little swimmers. They do definitely deserve that. They should be ready. Go ahead. I had already announced while y'all were still at the Linda Delson. Trying to keep the swimming events going over here, but sometimes it is difficult. So we are on event 10, the mixed 100-yard butterfly. We're going to have one heat That's going to include Jose Morales on lane 3. We have Masha Svetkova on lane 4. And then we have Isabella Escobar on lane 5. Gotta make sure I don't have any of those returning for event 11. Nope, we're doing pretty good. Okay, just making sure that our swimmers do get plenty of time to breathe. So in this one, we have only one swimmer instead of the three swimmers that we were going to have. Sometimes we'll have last minute changes. So it looks like the only two swimmers that we do have are lanes 4 and 5. That's Masha Zvitkova and Isabella Escobar pushing themselves on this event. We don't have a Jose Morales. We'll see how these two ladies can do. They have a bit of a time difference on their seed times, and we should be able to read who's going to be predicted as first and second. But we don't like to do that because you never know when a swimmer's having an off day. So we're going to go ahead and wait and watch these girls and see them show us what upper body strength can look like. Event 11, the mixed 200-yard freestyle, heat 1 of 1 should be on deck, followed by event 12, mixed 25-yard freestyle, preparing at the bulkhead. Taking first, and that one's going to be in lane 4. Masha did take that with Isabella right behind her. Swimmers should be exiting. Swimmers, please exit the pool if you are done. Another long, we're doing a lot of long distance ones right now for a lot of our swimmers. So okay, so we have quite a few drops. Didn't notice that. I see that we do not have Joshua Davis swimming in lane 2. In lane 3, it's Carson Cagle, another long distance one. Jonah Doolin comes back in lane 4, and we do not have Bella Slocum in lane 5, and it looks like we're going to have Julia Clement in lane 6. So a couple of NRST swimmers, and then of course Jonah swimming for Coach Mix.
My voice got all pitchy. Even I was surprised. I said my voice was so freaking pitchy when I saw you. I was even surprised. I had stretched for the butterfly.
Still going, still pushing this 200-yard freestyle. Our three swimmers. The split appears to be occurring for lane 4, but lanes 3 and 6 are possibly not hitting hard enough to be able to make contact for their the times, the lap times going from 150 to the next 50 or their 25s. That way you can kind of see when you're looking through their swim times where they might be able to adjust for a difference. Another flip turn, and we have lane 4 is going to be done. That's Jonah Doolin. He did finish up around the same seed time, maybe a second over, second and a half over. So he's going to take first in that heat. We have 2 more swimmers that are coming in, and then we're going to be ready to go into the event 12, the mixed 25-yard freestyle. They're over here. I already announced it.
I just keep seeing anyone getting up there, so I thought they were releasing. You know how kids.
That's why we had the parents there. Great job by our swimmers on the 200-yard freestyle. As they are exiting, please prepare. Event 12, the mixed 25-yard freestyle, heat 1 of 4. We do have 4 swimmers in this first heat. Everybody should be over at the bulkhead. In lane 3, Haley Forshaw. Lane 4, John Rod. Lane 5, Joey Noel. Lane 6, Sasha Svetkova. We're going to let y'all prepare on the bulkhead right now for the 25-yard freestyle. Please get ready. Go ahead and line up, swimmers. Hang on. There's some going. Oh, they're over there. See? 1, 2. Oh, this one over here. She's just standing there. She's doing 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we've got Haley on lane 3. I think that's Susie, but she doesn't go yet.
Is everything okay?
Event 12, mixed 25-yard freestyle, heat 1 of 4. Swimmers, take your mark.
And they're off. We have 6-year-olds and 1 10-year-old. So in lane 3, it's Haley Forshaw. In lane 4, John Rod. In lane 5, Joey Noel, all swimming for NRST. And then H-Pack Sasha Svetkova in lane 6. This is a mixed 25-yard freestyle, so these swimmers are going to try to make it all the way across as quickly as possible doing a freestyle stroke. And man, Sasha is on fire. Look at her just aiming for that end. Coming up at around 30 seconds. She's going to take first in that heat with a time at 31.51, followed by lane 3, lane 4, and then lane 5, respectfully. It's a great job there. We're going into heat 2. Heat 2 is full. Heat 2 consists of Jeffrey Davis on lane 1, Silas Merriman on lane 2, Taylor Perry on lane 3, Holden Parker on lane 4, Joanna Clement on lane 5, Alexis Rios on lane 6, Anaya Irani on lane 7, and Lucille Hancom on lane 8.
Swimmers, take your mark.
Big pushing, almost didn't make that very end, but lane 3 came in. That was Taylor Perry. She will take first this heat with 22.04, which is amazing for her because her seed time was 28.54. So she took off a whole 6.34 seconds, just about. Yep, that looks what it looks like. 6.3. Congratulations, Taylor Perry. We're still pushing. Still pushing. Silas is going. Nobody left behind. Just hit that thing. There you go. And we have completed heat 2 of 4 for the mixed 25-yard freestyle.
Event 12, heat 3 of 4.
Another full heat. Susie Rogers in lane 1, Levi McCloy in lane 2, Kenley Bocolt in 3, Layla Garza in 4, Caleb Ramirez in 5, Zoe Reichel in 6, Raymond Durwatcher in 7, and Jacob Davis in 8. Right now, we have lanes 4 and 5, 2, 4, and 5, speeding for that. Let's see who's taking that between 2, 4, and 5, and 4 will take first. 4 in lane 4, Layla Garza. We had lane 5, Caleb Ramirez taking second. And we had lane 2, Levi McCloy taking third. Wow. All underneath 20 seconds. We're doing really, really good here. Some great swimmers competing, really trying to push themselves and each other. Now going into heat 4, the final heat. In lane 1, it is Rylan Parker. Lane 2, Aiden Lopez. Lane 3, Lucas Forshaw. Lane 4, Jose Morales. Lane 5, Johan Irani. Lane 6, Sophia Thompson. And lane 7, Molly Lozano. And in lane 8, Ava Green. Our quick time here to beat looks like the seed time. Lane 4 is who we're going to be watching. And just as I suspected, there goes lane 4 with lane 5 right behind him. Lane 4 with 13 minutes, 0.5 seconds, a tenth shaved off. For those of you that are on the live, if you can hear me, we did have a minor cut in. The internet interference went down. We are getting back up and running. Hopefully you can hear me on the live, and that's going well. So we're going to double check that real quick. I just need to check on the live because I just went on there. Okay. All right, and we are ready to get back underway. This is event 13, the mixed 50-yard butterfly. We are on heat 2 of 2 full lanes. Swimmers should be in front of the block, not on the block. Do we have somebody? Which lanes don't have somebody? We don't have somebody in lane 3. Lane 3 should be Annika Brashars. Oh, okay. So lane 3 is empty. And then we're good on the rest of the lanes. We're good. Whistle. And they are off. Ooh, some really big swimmers coming in here. On lane 1, we have Maddie Spitzer. Lane 2, Michael Ramirez. On and it looks like lane 4, Jose Morales is going to take first. He's 11 years old, and he just shaved off about 0.35 of his time. Second's going to be Isabella Escobar right behind him. Event 14, the mixed 200-yard IM, heat 1 of 1. We have some Rogers brothers coming back into this one. In lane 2, Timothy Rogers. Lane 3, Jonah Doolin's back. Lane 4, Masha Svetkova, another one of our fast ones. Ian Rogau in lane 5. Zachary Ramirez in lane 6. And Nathaniel Rogers, the other Rogers brother, in lane 7. This is going to be a little bit longer of a race. We're looking at about 2.5 minutes or more. This is a 200-yard IM, so they are 4 different strokes, 50 yards each. So that means that they're going there and back with 1 stroke, there and back with the 2nd stroke, there and back with the 3rd, and then there and back with the 4th. Currently on the butterfly. Now moving into the backstroke before finishing up with a freestyle. So let's go ahead and watch these swimmers as they completely gain and continue on. We do have our lighter swimmers, 11-year-old Roger brother in 7 and 9-year-old Timothy in lane 2, still doing really great for their times. But remember, they are in different divisions, and the other swimmers are older than them. We're looking at 12 and up, 12 to 15, with the other 4 in those lanes 3 through 6. So we're getting a little bit faster. It does look like our swimmer in lane 4, Masha, is on pace to do first in this heat. So we're going to see how she holds up, switching into her. I apologize. It is the breaststroke. It is the breaststroke she's switching into. I think I got a little ahead of the game. Going from the backstroke, and now we are moving into breast. And breast is actually one of those where I want to say Timothy Rogers takes a lot of his speed in. He's probably going to come back with that just because he's a really great little froggy swimmer. I like to say Nathaniel's really good at the breast as well. That's Nathaniel in lane 7. However, Nathaniel, I seem to appreciate him for his fly a little more. He's got a really great stretch, very long arm reach. He does great in the back. Oops, and he bumped his head right there. So hopefully that didn't give him too much damage as he continues on. Masha is the only one that it appears has transitioned into the freestyle. She's on her last 50, but lane 5's Zian is coming up right behind her. And then we're going to have lane 3, which is Jonah, shortly after that. We should see a bit of a burst in these last 25. Here comes Masha. She's going to be taking first in this heat. And let's see if she has outdone her time. Something a little bit slower. Still really good. And she took first for the heat. Currently swimming the 200 IM. Definitely a difficult one. Waiting on one more Rogers brother, but he is coming in and he's still pushing it with those wonderful long strides. And that concludes event 14. We're now on 15. This is the mixed 100-yard breaststroke. There are only 4 swimmers in this. Bella Slocum's in lane 3. We have AJ Rogers again coming in. She's in lane 4. Isabella Escobar in 5. And Micah Ramirez in lane 6. All 3 out of the 4 swimmers, with the exception of AJ, are all swimming for HPACs. That's Coach Condo's kids. And then we have AJ Rogers swimming at 17 years old for Coach Mix. She's almost there at graduation, and she's one of the greatest surfers and greatest swimmers that I have ever met. AJ is definitely a woman to follow and great role model, great big sister. We're going to see how she takes this one because we do have some close times for her. And here we go for the 100-yard backstroke. We are off. Really great kicks by Bella Slocum. AJ Rogers just came up from her slipstream. She was still underwater, and she has that lead by a head right now. But I'm telling you, Bella Slocum is right there. And Bella went in for her. They all went in for their kick flip turn, and here they come back. AJ appears to be in the lead. Bella's kind of got a little bit of a lag there going on with that flip turn. She allowed Isabella Escobar to pass her coming into the last round. So they're making their way for the last 50, and we're going to see if there's any more because AJ continuously seems to be picking up more space between her and the previous swimmers. She's gaining on that with every flip turn she does. Not slipstream is not super long. She's actually utilizing her arms more in this one. She does have a very long body, very long reach, so the backstroke is just amazing when AJ swims it. The rest of the swimmers are still coming in. AJ did take first. Did she take any time off of her original? No, she's still swimming around the same thing as her seat time, but consistency is important. And she will take first with Isabella Escobar coming in second right behind her. We're now moving on to event 16, the mixed 25-yard butterfly. Next event, event 16, mixed 25-yard butterfly. There are 3 heats. Heat 1 of 3 should be ready. Heat 1 of 3, we have 3 swimmers. We are going to give them a couple of seconds to get up to their spots on the bulkhead. Now on to the next event, event 16, the mixed 25-yard butterfly. Heat 1 of 3, we have 3 swimmers. Sasha Svetkova in lane 3, John Rod in 4, Jeffrey Davis in 5. We're going to see how these swimmers take it, but this is a 25-yard butterfly coming in from the bulkhead. Swimmers at this age group, we're talking about 6 and 7-year-olds. Arm reach is not exactly that extensive, so they are pushing. I have to say, Sasha and Jeffrey are doing a really great job trying to keep that speed maintained. John's having a little bit of trouble staying afloat. We will have Sasha Svetkova taking first in that one, with Jeffrey coming in second and John coming in third. Still some faster times, doing really great. Little Sasha just shaved off like 13 seconds, and that is amazing. Now moving on to heat 2 of 3. We have full lanes all the way up until 7. In lane 1, it's supposed to be Jacob Davis. Lane 2 should have Zoe Reichel. Lane 3, Molly Lozano. Lane 4, Aiden Lopez. Lane 5, Susie Rogers. In 6, Raymond Derwacher. And in 7, Rylan Parker. Excited to see how these swimmers are doing. They are really taking off. Little Susie is in lane 5. Kind of hard for her to get some breath when she has her head down, but that swimmer is, wow, she's doing like 3-4 strokes before every breath. Lanes 3 and 4 definitely headed out for each other, and lane 4, Aiden Lopez will take first right over Molly Lozano, and only by a split, maybe like a little less than 0.6 of a second. We're looking really, really good today. Congratulations to those swimmers. That was a really great swim. Swimmers are currently trying to get out of the water, and we have the other ones already ready on the bulkhead. 8 swimmers. Levi McCloy in lane 1, Ava Green in 2, Sophia Thompson in 3. We have Lucas Forshaw in 4, Annika Brashars is in lane 5. Felipe Escobar in lane 6, Johan Irani in lane 7, and Caleb Ramirez in lane 8. And see how this one. I don't know if y'all are getting a full correct live right now. We do have still a little bit of an issue. Real quick, in lanes 5 and 6, you're going to take first and second. That was Annika and Felipe Escobar. Annika ended up taking first with a 17.63, which is 2 seconds faster than her normal, and that looks like a really good one. That's the end of event 16. Before we go into event 17, the mixed 100-yard breaststroke, please give the swimmers a chance to take about a 3-minute break to catch their breath. Timers at this time, if you'd like to get any refreshments, waters, we have waters available. You can take a bathroom break, but we do have some waters and refreshments available in the staff room, which is over by the entrance or exit of the front where the parking lot is.
I'm on the news. Oh, I'm not on the news. There's and then we hit all four of them. Yeah.
We have event 17, the mixed 100-yard breaststroke. Still a little bit of issues with the live because the internet's a little wonky. We're trying to fix that still. So we should have event 17, mixed 100-yard breaststroke, event 1 of 1. Y'all are ready? Flow 3. Again, on the live, if y'all can hear me, great. If you're having difficulties, I am completely sorry for the inconvenience. Gonna try to get this as best as possible. We do have some technical difficulties with the internet streaming service. But for event 17, the mixed 100-yard breaststroke, we have heat 1 of 1 in lane 1, Timothy Rogers. Lane 2, Zion Rogau. 3, Jonah Doolin. 4, Masha Svetkova. 5, Phoebe Rogers. 6, Colton Bronk. In 7, Micah Ramirez. And in 8, Nathaniel Rogers. Like I said, this is one of Timothy Rogers' better events. He's a cute little frog, and if you see him, he's doing his greatest swimming on this breaststroke in lane 1. It looks like they are going in. Lanes 4 and 5 already did their turn. That's Masha and Phoebe. They're coming into their final 50 turnaround. And they're keeping pretty close to each other. We also have lanes 2 and 3, Zian and Jonah keeping pace with each other as well. Everybody seems to be teaming up until the very end. And now we are pushing for the final stretch. You have a big race. It's coming down between Masha and Phoebe. It's a big deal. This is Coach Kondo versus Coach Mix, basically. Come on. Let's get it, Masha. Let's get it. And it looks like first place is going to go to lane 4, which is Masha Svetkova for HPEC, followed by Phoebe Rogers in lane 5 in second place. Both with some amazing times. Really, really head-to-head race going on right there. Next event, event 18, the mixed 100-yard freestyle. We have two heats. Heat 1 should be on the ready. Still holding up on the live feed? Those of you on the live, I know it's really muffled. I know it's probably in and out, a little blurry or something. We're trying to keep up with y'all, trying to assist you in maintaining a good visual stream. Sometimes we don't have control over the internet connections. We've tried a lot of backups as well. We're now going into event 18, the mixed 100-yard freestyle. We have two heats on this, and heat 1 of 2. We're going to start off with our 8 lanes are all full. Lane 1, Jalissa Ochoa. 2 is Molly Lozano. Following her is Aiden Lopez. Then we have Alston Shabala Bolster. Then in lane 5, Zachary Ramirez. Matthew Hinojosa in 6. Caleb Ramirez in 7. And Omar Zarate in 8. These swimmers are definitely very out there for this, trying to maintain some times. It looks like lane 8 is our only 18-year-old with Omar. Omar is unaligned. He's not here for a team. He has no time currently go on to both. So we are pushing, and it's gonna probably 2 strokes. Lane 5 took first. That is Zachary Ramirez with H-Pack. His time was about 3 seconds faster. So that's a really, really good time cut. Alston did come in as well, but she came in second. She also she kept a pretty basic time with her seed time. And you know what? Sometimes it's difficult just to stay there within your seed. We're now moving on to heat 2. With heat 2, in lane 1, we're going to have Felipe Escobar, Jonah Doolin in lane 2. So we know we're going to have another fast one right there. That 15-year-old Isabella Escobar is going to push herself in lane 3. Jose Morales in lane 4. Phoebe Rogers, again with sister back-to-back AJ in lane 6. We have Ava Hernandez in 7 and Nathaniel Rogers in 8. Very interested to see how Jonah is going to hold up on this one. This is a freestyle 100, so they're just going to the bulkhead, back to the block, back to the bulkhead, and back to the block. And that is it. We're looking at 4 laps. So far, AJ, Phoebe, and it looks like Jose Morales seem to be staying up there. Can you repeat that, please? Yeah, the pool is full. Here we go. Still pushing. And who's coming in? Who's coming in first? It looks like it's going to be lane 4, Jose Morales. He just hit with 56.23 seconds. A little bit slower than his seed time. Still a good first time. Following him is AJ. AJ Rogers comes in at under a little bit over on her time. Swimmers should be a little bit slower. I think we've had a lot of swimmers pushing themselves. They might need a break. This is where you start seeing it. Still some really fast times, but you know, sometimes it does affect them with that longevity. Now coming into event 19, the mixed 50-yard breaststroke, we have 3 heats. Heat 1 should be on the ready right behind their lanes. This is the backstroke, yes. Go ahead, they're ready. Here we go with the backstroke. The 50 yards, so it's just there and back. In lane 1, Johan Arani. Lane 2, Rylan Parker. In lane 3, Aiden Lopez. Lane 4, Maddie Spitzer. Lane 5, Aaliyah Rogau. Lane 6, Kenley Bolkolt. In lane 7, Matthew Hinojosa. And then lane 8, Sasha Svetkova. swimmers definitely pushing themselves. It looks like Aaliyah might be pushing herself a little more out by a head at the moment in lane 5. That's one of H-Pack swimmers. They do like to push. We're going to see how they come in on that flip turn. And absolutely, Aaliyah Rogow did get out in front. She's pushing herself. We need a little more stretching and pushing simultaneously on the other ones, but all in all, still within about a body length of each other. It is going to be first in this heat for lane 5 with a very close follow on lane 3 and lane 4 coming in third. Didn't really hit that very well, but looks like we have something around 47 seconds for those 3 swimmers. Like I said, lane 5, Aaliyah, she did absolutely take that. And we had second was lane 3, Aiden Lopez, with third looking like it was supposed to be in lane 4, which lane 4 didn't have a really good cutout on it. Now on event 2 of 3. We had a drop, so you're good. Lane 5 is going to be free. Otherwise, we do have full lanes in lane 1. Sophia Thompson, lane 2, Bella Slocum, lane 3, Michael Ramirez. Jose Morales is back. He's in lane 4. Let's kind of watch for him. He's already getting out there trying to compete with Bella Slocum. In lane 6, Isabella Escobar. Lane 7, Sophia Beckett. And in lane 8, Julia Clement. I think it's going to be a really interesting one. At this time, we need Omar Zarate over to the block. Omar Zarate to the block. I can barely even do it in my Mexican. I don't even talk like that anymore. I don't even say it in Mexican, say it in Canadian, say it in French. I'm like, say it in white, say it in yellow, say it in brown. I'm going to speak in brown for my people. Colors are so much easier. Okay, and in that one, lane 4, lucky number 8, lane 4, that was Jose Morales, and he will be taking first. He did shave off about a second, a little less than a second, so still trying to pick up on that speed. Now going on to heat 3 of 3, and we only have 2 swimmers, so that's going to be in lane 2 and lane 3. In lane 2, Morgan Koch, he's 15 years old, swimming for NRST. In lane 3, Omar Zarate, and he is 18 years old, swimming unaffiliated. Let's see how this goes. Can we please get the swimmers off the bulkhead at the moment? Swimmers off the bulkhead, please. All y'all little ones, get off of there. Y'all gotta get off. You're not swimming. Get off. You're not swimming. We're not doing a relay yet or anything. Y'all get off, guys. Get off. You're a little early. This is 2 older swimmers. Thank you. Keep going. Safety first, kiddos. Keep going, all the way down to the end. You can keep going. There you go. There you have it. Maybe not run. Don't fall, please. And we're ready to go. And they are off. We have heat 3 off and about. Morgan versus Omar. Not really a versus. They're in different age brackets. I believe it's supposed to be 17 and 18 that go up, but that was a pretty good 50-yard backstroke. Morgan came in zipping on that one and took first with 28.51 seconds. A really good seed time for him. And we have in second Omar Zarate with the 34.52. And that will end event 19, the mixed 50-yard backstroke. We're now on event 20. We only have events 20 and 22, 23 available left. This is the only last 3 events. So for event 20, the mixed 25-yard breaststroke, we are 25s. Swimmers will be on the bulkhead, but I only need the swimmers that are swimming during that heat. We do have 3 heats. Heat 1 should have 3 swimmers. In lane 3, Jeffrey Davis. Lane 4, we should have Sasha Svetkova. And in lane 5, Jacob Davis.
Event 20, heat 1 of 3. Swimmers, take your mark.
And they are off. Jeffrey Davis is in lane 3. Sasha Svetkova is in lane 4. Jacob Davis is in lane 5. Sasha's a really great swimmer. I think she just really tries to keep up with her big sister. That's a really, really important thing. You know, you look up to your older siblings. Whereas Jeffrey and Jacob Davis, they are related, and they seem to out with that frog kick. And it looks like Sasha is going to take second on this one, barely by a hair. Jacob did take first with a 37.76. That's a faster time than what his seed time was. His seed time was at 41.79, so really, really good, taking about 4 seconds off. We're now going into heat 2 of 3. Swimmers are already on the bulkhead and in place. We have, going in order from lanes 1 through 7, John Rod, Susie Rogers, Raymond Durwatcher, Holden Parker, Caleb Ramirez, Taylor Perry, and Anaya Irani. And she'll be on 7. And we have a good lead by H-Pack's lane 5. And that's going to be Caleb Ramirez. He's 9 years old. He's coming in, but it looks like lane 3 is really pushing to get up to him. Who's going to take first between them? And lane 5, Caleb won right over Raymond, barely by a hair. I tell you, Raymond was really pushing to come in. Now moving on to heat 3 of 3, another full set of lanes. We have, again, in order from lanes 1 through 8. In lane 1, Aiden Lopez, Molly Lozano will be in 2. Johanna Ronnie, Sophia Thompson, Annika Brashars in lane 5. Timothy Rogers in 6, Felipe Escobar in 7, and Levi McCloy in 8. Very interested to see how some of these times do match up, because we have some good fast 20s here. And they're off. It looks like we did have an empty line. That's going to be lane 4, so I don't have a Sophia Thompson here, but we're going to try to push up with the rest. We've got some pretty good times here. I see 5 and 6 are racing. That's Annika and Timothy. Wow, big race. And it looks like lane 5, Annika's going to take first with 20.19 seconds. That is almost 3 seconds off of her seed time, really fast. But I'll tell you what, Timothy Rogers, that 9-year-old, he wanted to catch up to her. 9-year-old trying to catch up to a 13-year-old might be out of his league. Moving on to event 22, the mixed 50-yard the mixed 50-yard kick with fins. Always love these. We have 2 heats. Heat 1 has 3 swimmers. We're going to give a little bit of time because Annika just swam and she's supposed to be in lane 5. Can we have Annika Brashars let us know when she's ready? Swimmers, just relax. We have someone racing for fins. So heat 1 should be ready. Heat 2, you can go ahead and get ready behind the blocks, behind the timers. And then we're going to have event 23, which is the mixed 200-yard freestyle relay. We're almost done with this event. Y'all have been really, really wonderful. Let's keep it strong. And we're just watching Annika as she tiptoes around the caution tape on the edge of the pool and makes it back with her board and her fins, trying to get into lane 5. And there she goes. She's getting them all on. She's getting them ready. Let's see how she does. Okay, so for this one, we have lanes 3, 4, and 5. Austin's in lane 3, Caleb in 4, and Annika Richard's in lane 5. I just want to see these. I just want to see these boys kind of push her down. Oh, we have one girl. 2 girls, 1 boy. Annika looks like she's going to jump in. And there they go. Wow, look at her go. Wow, speedsters. Did you see that flying dive by Annika Richards? Oh my gosh. Oh, and a beautiful turn. Look at them, not losing any time whatsoever. They are racing. Annika's trying her best. She's kicking and kicking, but I tell you what, Caleb does not want to let her have it. Come on, Caleb, don't let her have it. Push it, push it. Oh, and Annika's going to win that one by a head.
That's your teammate. Nice.
A lot of fun, a lot of great fun. Now moving on to Heat 2, a little more people in this one. We'll see how that goes. Why? For who?
Annika. Caleb beat
Oh,
Annika.
okay. Okay, swimmers, you can get in for Heat 2, or you can wait until and just set up on top like the way Annika did. I guess Annika was training and she worked on her flips a little extra, but that was her redemption from the last meet. She finally beat Caleb. Yeah. We got Holden in lane 1, Jalissa in lane 2, Isabella in lane 3, Aaliyah in lane 4, Felipe in 5, Rylan in 6, and Levi McCoy in 7. And still, just a whole lot of kicking. This is one of the fastest speed races I've ever seen. Let's see if they can transition and who comes on top when they take that turn. Oh, and we had a few faulty delays. Keep pushing. Kick, 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 kick. Oh, that's going to cost some of these swimmers in the end. Oh, no. Distractions. And first and second. Whoa. Lane 5 with our very own Felipe Escobar from H-Pack beating Aaliyah just barely. Way to go, swimmers. Final event, event 23, the mixed 200-yard freestyle relay. We have 2 heats. Coaches, I'm going to let you get your teams ready. You got about 60 to 90 seconds. Okay, we should have 3 teams from NRST on lanes 3, 4, and 5. How are we looking, coaches? Coaches, are we looking okay? Do we have all 4 teams there already? Should be ready. If you are not, please tell me to hold on. Hold on. Okay. Come on, swimmers. It's the last event. This is the last event. Y'all should be organized, ready to go with your teammates. I have names here. I will call them if I have to. That's it. They're all the same. How are we looking at NRST? Where do I have Coach Isabella, Coach Jazzy, somebody? Okay, do we have 3, 4, and 5 ready to go? We're good? Ready to go. Let's go. Blow. This thing makes me itch. Hang on, who just jumped in on lane 1? Why are we going on lane 1? All right. Okay, well, we did have a little mix-up. So we do have lanes 3, 4, and 5, but we also have a swimmer in lane 1. Looks like it came in from the heat 2 and got confused and thought they were starting. So we're going to move them around. So we are timing on, lanes 1, 3, 4, and 5. 4 just had their second person come in for the tag. And we just had a tag on lane 5 also. 4 and 5 are out there. There goes lane 3. She's really trying to get through there. And lane 1 just switched out, so they are taking their next swimmer also. And there are 4 swimmers, 4 different legs. This is a 200-yard freestyle, so we will be seeing them go there and back to tag their swimmers. Hopefully those of you that are on the live are still holding out, haven't been able to check and see how it's running. I try not to. Sadly, the live is a couple of seconds lagging because of the streaming process from me talking. So if I actually watched it, probably be just as confused as you are. Looks like we do have our lane 4 for NRST. These are our 10, 11, and 12-year-olds that just are swimming. They came in. Nope, I'm lying. I'm sorry. It is 7, 8, 9, and 10-year-olds, lane 5, that are finished already in first place with time of 1 minute 58.33 seconds. That was lane 5. Lane 5 ends complete and will take first for this heat. We still have lanes 2, 3, and 1 running. Fortunately, they're all NRST comprised, so swimmers have already done freestyle before, and they are just kicking off. Not a whole lot to worry about. We just got to keep pace with these swimmers. They are tired, even though this is a team event. It's still having to swim 50 additional yards at the very end when you're ready to kind of just go change and go home. Good job by lane 4. They got completed with 2 minutes and 48.01 seconds. And we have lane 3, lane 1, and lane... Oh, I'm sorry. Lane 5 is still in the go. I don't know what's happening there. Final swimmers going in. So it looks like lane 4 took first on this heat. A little bit confusing. Like I said, we did have somebody jump in. Lane 4 is complete. Lane 1 is still on its last win. We have lane 3 continuing to swim. Don't know how difficult it is, but lane 3, our swimmer that is pushing that one, I believe that is one of the Davis brothers, Joshua Davis, swimming with a cast on his right arm. That is some talent. I wonder if it makes it smell worse. So lane 4 took first, and lane 3, NRSTC team, ended up taking second. Final event in heat 2 of 2. We will not have lane 1 because lane 1's already completed their swim. But we will have lanes 2 through 8. In lane 2, NRST's middle-aged swimmers. So that's going to be their 18 for the middle ones. HPAC's got a C team coming up in lane 3. HPAC's A team and B teams respectively in lanes 4 and 5. HPAC's D team in lane 6. NRST's A team in 7. And NRST's 18 for the under 8-year-olds in lane 8. On lane 7, those are 13 and 14-year-olds. We will see how these work out. And they are off. We don't have any swimmers in lanes 3, 4, or 1. So I guess it's only going to be down to NRST and HPAC in lanes 2, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Swimmers did have some substitutions in the middle of it. I know I see Annika Brashars in lane 6, right next to Maddie Spitzer in lane 7. Maddie's off and into the water, it says she was supposed to be a first leg, but I think this is the third leg for that one, and they are paced to do second. We'll see if they can bring it in over HPAC's 5. A little bit of a mix-up, but still pushing. Jalissa Ochoa just came out of lane 2. Definitely pushing between Maddie, and Annika. Maddie gave her team a little bit of a lead, and we're gonna see if the swimmer behind Maddie, which looks like it's Carson Cagle, can keep that lead. Big matchup for lanes 5, and it looks like, lane 5 did take first. Lane 5, that was HPAC's B team. And we are following with Carson, just finished up in lane 7. They were able to get third with a faster time. We still have some swimmers in the water finishing up on those final strokes, but we're almost there. Just so you're aware, if you were unable to complete the 200-yard freestyle and missed it, we will be doing that right here at the end of the race here shortly. If you are leaving and will not be here the rest of the day, thank you very much for attending and for watching, and for all the volunteers that assisted, thank you again. We will have the next meet, the sanction meet, coming up at 2 o'clock if you're interested in staying.